So welcome once again to the Caribbean Junior Culinary Conference. This conference is held in Barbados annually and brings together all of our aspiring young chefs from across the Caribbean. This event includes workshops and seminars designed specifically for our young culinarians. There is also the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge, which forms part of this great conference for our youth. Welcome to the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge. Once again this year, the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge is part of our big conference. That is the Caribbean Junior Culinary Conference, held here in Barbados the third time. 3 years now in a row we had this conference. 6 islands competing in our competition this season. And with me this season to talk all about it is Chef Reggie. Chef Reggie, second time up for the season. And how are you feeling? More comfortable?
Yes, more comfortable, more excited, actually, enjoyable as well, curious as well what the next team is going to bring to the table.
We had a great presentation by Team Dominica and Team Bahamas in the first round.
Yes, we did, and they really set the standard for what is to come. Because
and
the other teams,
the flavors were great as well.
Yeah, and the color and the appeal look fantastic.
Fantastic. 35 minutes for this one. This is our signature dish, or what I like to call our national dish. This is when the teams can come up and do whatever is natural for them. Whatever is done in their part of the world, whatever is done in their island. They can even do their simple street food and bring it to competition level for us right here. I'm really excited now because you know something? This week, it will be Team Trinidad and Team St. Croix. Now, Trinidad is known to be the best team in the Caribbean as far as the seniors are concerned. So I'm really looking forward to see what these chefs, these young chefs out of Trinidad will be preparing for us today. You should get to meet our teams. Let's start with Team Trinidad. Can you come with Trinidad and Tobago, I am told. Now she comes over looking just like a fighter. Tell us about it. Tell us your name. And can you come a little closer? Come a little closer. And exactly what you're going to be preparing for us today. Your name first?
My name is Monique Santele.
And tell us about your dish today.
Well, we'll be preparing. Trinidad is known for multicultural cuisine, so we'll be preparing.
She's a little bit nervous. You can help her. You can help her. It's all right. Come closer.
It's okay. Well, my name is Ezra Digans, and Trinidad is known as a multicultural cuisine, and we have been influenced by the Africans and Chinese, etc. And we will be representing East Indian dish for you guys today. So I hope you guys will enjoy it.
You're influenced by African and East Indians. What about Barbados? Are you influenced anywhere by Barbados?
No.
Okay. She's no longer my friend. Let's get Team St. Croix over here. Can you come in, Team St. Croix? St. Croix, you are here representing. You can see you're a noisy coach on the outside. Can you come back closer? Chef Deuce, he's been around all the time. And does he get you nervous?
Not really.
Not really. Just ignore him, do you?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so can you tell us your name and exactly what you have for us today?
My name is Ramon Thomas.
And my name is Rachel Nix.
And today we're preparing a local land crab stuffed with mofongo. Many people don't know what mofongo is, but basically it's a Spanish cuisine. Since St. Croix have 2 cultures, we're diverse. So we're mixing our local land crab and the Spanish cuisine together. I bring you a twist to what we have.
Did you purge that lamb crab?
Plenty time.
Plenty time. Okay, so purge lamb crab. Chef Croix is their coach, so you can expect some weirdness going on here with St. Croix. 35 minutes. Do you think that's enough time to execute that lamb crab and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very confident here from Team St. Croix. So now we're going to take a break. When we come back, their students, St. Croix and Trinidad and Tobago, will be given 35 minutes to execute their national dish right here in the culinary arena. Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge will be right back. So we are back for our second battle in this season, Trinidad and
St. Croix.
It's multicultural. They're also this is a blending of cuisines all over the Caribbean, as you see in here. And crab. This is the first time I've seen crab in the competition.
Yes, and whole crab as well as that. As you asked him if he think it was enough time, 35 minutes. you know, because looking at the crab, you know, it looks as though it will take a little
I
time.
tell you, some huge crabs. I tell you, if that's what they get in Croix, I tell you, look at, we had to send for a really big pot to drop those crabs in there so huge. Not fitting our normal pots for the set here. So that's what we're cooking with today. Our students will be given 35 minutes, just take them out of the impatience or misery a bit. 35 minutes to produce that dish for us. 35 minutes will start right now. Yeah! Excitement already from Team Trinidad, I'm telling you. And if they'll just be, it'll be a minute or so before St. Croix starts getting into the fray. As they come over here, look at what we have here. Oh, look at these crabs here from the St. Croix team. Good, large, huge crabs here we have here for the St. Croix team. This is what we'll be having in this competition. First time, as I said, that we've seen crabs in this arena. The cam here is live crabs. They brought them in, get them in. We're being told by Chef Deuce, get them in. The pot is already there, kicking away with that. Herbs and lots of pepper is in there. Scotch bonnet pepper, I was told it would be in this pot here from Team St. Croix. What's shaping up over in Team Trinidad and Tobago?
In the beginning stages, still garlic is being prepped. Right, that looks like it's going to be the main ingredient because they have a lot of herbs and spices over here as well. Curry powder, I see the Shannon peas.
Over here in St. Croix, some work with a Parisian cutter is being done on a Christophine. They're taking, I'm trying to figure out if they're just scooping it out of the Christophene, or is it the balls they're going to be using? Maybe we can sneak in knocks. Is it the balls they're going to be using, or is it a hollowed Christophene?
We're actually going to be using the balls that we're taking out.
Using the balls. What are you going to do with them?
We're actually going to put them in that liquid there to get some color on them.
Color.
Please.
So they're going to color those Christophene balls with some tomato paste and a liquid they have here. So they're using just the balls there and color them, and of course they're going for the texture and flavor, I'm sure.
You want to tell us what you're preparing here for us?
I'm making a sada roti, a dashin sada roti. The dashin will represent Tobago as the East Indian dish that you're making.
What's that, a roti? A roti, she said?
Pardon?
A roti?
No, East Indian dish. She said dashin.
Oh, I thought I heard roti from there, Trinidad and Tobago. A sada,
yeah.
I know I heard something like a sada roti.
Trinidad and roti.
But why not, right? Why not? It's Trinidad. After all, you do roti there. And that is will be their national dish today. Looking forward to see what that one will bring for you.
Some nice hygiene practices going on. They're cleaning as they go, which is very impressive.
That's important. You see who's standing there? The Sergeant General of Clean here is on the set already. Chef Rutz is there. As we see the plantain from the St. Croix team going right into some hot fat for that little deep frying action there. The plantain. So he's going to actually fry it first, then you mash it, and he's going to stuff it. The crabs are already in the pot, this huge pot here. The crabs are already in there boiling away. And the color in there tells me there are lots of herbs in there, lots of herbs. And I'm here, the aroma is just kicking with those crabs. So you can imagine the flavor when it comes out. Lots of chives, lots of thyme, lots and lots of pepper in there. And they're all getting ready, getting themselves together.
And also as we speak, the Trinidad and Tobago team, she's dicing up the chicken breast and getting it all prepared early. As we said, it's very important to infuse the protein early, get as much flavor as you can.
That's correct. You just have about 35 minutes to cook, so you get that protein out very, very early, get the flavors in there as fast as you can and as strong as you can as well. Watching the knife work of all of these students here. You can see over here on the side of St. Croix the knife work. It's excellent knife work as well. We saw this a lot in the first round where the knife was used very, very well. And if you're going to be in a competition, especially when it's a competition that's only 35 minutes long, you better have those great knife skills because that will take half of your time away.
Over on the Trinidad team, they're not using the knife so much, because I see they're using their hands. One is working the dough, and the other, she, use the rubber coat to do her seasonings to infuse the chicken breast.
That is also very important, how you use your tools and equipment that is provided for you in the kitchen. Out comes the crabs now from the side of the St. Croix team. That's the first one out. That's the second one out. Still waiting for mine to come out. And of course, Chef Byers as well. He's looking there for ours to come out. Chef Byers, our crab.
You know what, Peter? What really impressed me, the teams, they're holding nothing back. They're bringing everything with them. Their own food, their own equipment. Over here, I bought their own crab. I even see them have some stones in the oven, which they say they're part to use as part of their presentation. And over by the Trinidadian side, they brought their own equipment, the butt pot, the talwa. I mean, nobody's holding back, Peter. They're really, really very serious and take this competition very seriously indeed.
And this is what it has grown to now, because in the early days they'll just come and we'll provide all the plates, we provide everything. So we see them even bringing plates, as you said. St. Croix, they're bringing stones for their presentation. All sorts of things are happening now with the competition.
Yes, Peter, and most of all, what mostly impressed me with this part of the world in the Caribbean is the influx of so many different cultures on our food from our pre-ancestor coming here, settling down, and the tradition has continued, the mixing, the blending, the creating of a unique flavor of our region, which really makes us stand out anywhere in the world.
Exactly, but what we've done, what we've been able to do is to take all of those cultures and make them into one Caribbean cuisine, and that's always very, very good. Good thing about that though is that although we say one Caribbean cuisine, there are different flavors from island to island, because each island might have 2, 3, maybe 4 different culinary cultures going on in there, but they've found a way to blend them together to come up with one unique flavor, one unique culture in each island. So with that first 25 minutes gone, with that first 10 minutes gone, leaving us with about 25 minutes in the competition, we'll take our second break here. When we come back, we'll see what happens to that butt pot and everything that's in there. We'll also see what happened to those big, fat, juicy crabs from the side of St. Croix and what they're going to do with that, all when we come back right here on the Caribbean Junior Dueling Challenge. Coming back here in the Junior Dueling Challenge, we see Team St. Croix, and they've got their sauces going on there. That sauce with the Christophine we spoke about earlier, a red sauce, it's some tomato, it looks like in there, and that is now taking on the Christophine. It is taking on the color of that. Some pumpkin being cooked, some squash being cooked here as well, some onions in there, and the okras are being fried right here with the onion and the garlic, and that's being fried. Has to be careful though that they don't burn the garlic in there. That's the counterproductive, I see. So how's that roti going over there, Chef?
Yeah, coming together good. They're actually sauteing the protein of the chicken in the curry, and she's stirring the bug pot. And as you know, chicken breast doesn't take that long to cook. So we'll be done in a hurry.
Well, you know what? I can tell you from this second kitchen number 2 over here, Trinidad has taken over the aromas of the kitchen. That curry, I can smell it from way over here. The aroma of that curry is just wafting over and just taking over everything. The crabs are still sitting there. Those crabs came out really, really quickly though. So I'm just waiting to see now if they're cooked completely, but they came out really quickly there. There's something he's taken out of a bag that he brought with him as well, putting into some, it looks like some hot water. What is amazing to me, Chef, is how calm and collective these students are at this time. Just cool, going along, very, very quiet and calm.
Yes, and that can say a lot, because body language, they're not helter-skelter, panicking, they're focused. They concentrate on what they're doing. Everybody know what it has to do. So you can see the camaraderie is there, the teamwork is there. And, that's a good sign.
what I'm seeing too is a lot of tasting as they go on, so that's important. Flavors are clearly very, very important to these students because lots of tasting is going on as they go on. The crab is being ripped apart here now by Team St. Croix. That crab is being taken apart and there'll just be selected pieces that will be taken from the crab.
And that dough that I told you about earlier is being rolled out now. She's rolling it nice and evenly, with nice strokes and everything. As I said, looking like a professional handling that dough.
Romano is being reminded that the crab has to go to the oven, so she has to get moving over here. And is the oven preset? It appears that way. Yes, it's preset to 350, so it's all ready.
Yeah, so 16 minutes remaining, 16 minutes remaining.
Which, if you want to be on time, equates to 12 minutes of cooking.
That is
4
correct.
minutes to plating. So 12 minutes to actual practical cooking should be about 12 minutes. She should be done.
And over on the Team Trinidad side, she's stirring the protein, the curry filling basically, with the shana peas, the potatoes in there, the chicken breast as well.
We can see some of the stock, it looks like, from the crab that is being placed in here with some herbs. So a kind of maybe a sauce is being made. Maybe it looks like for the crabs here. So the stock, that very, very highly flavored stock that came from the crab, cooking the crab shells and the whole crab actually is being used to make a sauce. It looks like some bacon now is being sliced to that. So that crab will have a bacon treatment as well applied to it.
Yeah, and the olive oil, being used over on Team Trinidad and Tobago as well. So good use of the product. And she's sauteing, it look like pumpkin. That has been slightly pureed, sauteed to get some flavors executed from that.
I like the look of that lady over there from Trinidad. She looks deliberate. She looks already like an old grandma cook in the kitchen there. She has that kind of appearance, so I have no doubt she will develop because she already has the appearance.
Yes, because she's skillfully, focused and concentrating on what she's doing. Looks like they're starting with a roux when she's add some liquid to it. It looks milkish. Don't know what type of milk is it, but you can get the clarification from her.
What's that, sir? I didn't hear you say.
Just explain what you have.
Well, I'm making a pumpkin roux for our dish. Yeah.
What do you have it so far?
Right now, I have butter with flour and milk mixed up together.
Right, so it was correct. She started with the roux and she added her milk, so she's making her base so far.
It's a pumpkin roux, she said?
Yes, that's what she said. The pumpkin's being sauteed on the other part.
This looks like the crab meat here. No. What we have? Oh, that's the plantain. The fried plantain here over the side of St. Croix is being seasoned, has been mashed and now being seasoned. So I think that's supposed to be stuffed with something. So it'll be interesting to see how they get that one comes together with the stuffing.
Yeah, so we have 13 minutes remaining. 13 minutes remaining.
The bacon has just gone in, the plantain, the mashed plantain here on the side of St. Croix. The bacon, they cooked the bacon, and then now they just added it to that mashed plantain with some seasoning and herbs. So let's see again what's going to happen. Smells great here over here. It is the side of St. Croix as well. That bacon and plantain, mashed plantain, that's going to be a good flavor.
So we're seeing a little urgency from the Team Trinidad and Tobago. They're moving a bit more fast-paced. As you said, the clock is winding down. You still have some time left, 12 minutes left to be exact. But it's good to be, on top. You want to be on top of your time. You don't want to be rushing at the last minute.
Same here on the side of St. Croix. The urgency is there. Now that crab meat has been put in with the plantain and bacon and now he's going to put that into the crab shell, just making sure they are washed properly. That crab shell is going to be stuffed with plantain, mixed with bacon and some herbs and spices. So that's happening here on the side of St. Croix.
The tomato that has been roasted, it went in the oven as well to get more flavor, and it came out and now it's being mashed. And taste it. She's tasting it, seasoning it and everything, make sure everything is spot on. And it's good, as we said, it's good to taste beforehand because then you can actually, fix it or refine it rather than wait until you have an end product you can't do anything about.
What I like is the confidence, though. That's what I'm mostly impressed by here, the confidence of these students as they go ahead with the work they're doing. Even with just about 11 minutes to go, they are here stuffing the crab. Let's see what's something else going on here. But that crab is being just as reassembled. The crab is going on here, chef. The crab, so it looks like a whole crab. It's being reassembled. And I guess it's going to go make its way to the oven. Good work being done here. Fantastic work by Team St. Croix. I'm seeing all the judges here now. They're coming to this side. And let me come back here. Let's talk to Chef Nikita. Chef Nikita, have you ever seen this application before?
I've never seen it. I'm just observing to see what I honestly can learn, what I could use, what I could quote unquote steal. Very, very interesting. Could we have many countries here representing, like you said, different influences from all over the world, and this is very, very interesting for presentation. That is going to look amazing, I must say.
I must say in all my years, this is the first time I've seen that crab. They take it apart and just reassemble the entire crab, so it looks like a whole crab, but it's stuffed with plantain and bacon and flavors like crazy on there. See Chef Manfred shaking his head there as well. Tell us what you think about that.
Yeah, talk about reconstruction, right? I mean, this is like totally, taking the puree and adding it to the crab itself. I'm really, really excited to see the plate up of this particular dish. I'm actually looking at the bottom of this oven right there, and I'm seeing rocks baking in there, so I'm kind of curious what that's going to be. So keep it up, guys.
You know what? I can almost see that presentation coming together. You're talking about crabs, and they're land crabs, so they usually live in the rocks, and that's probably coming together. So the theme there, following the theme of creative use of products, so we should score really highly there.
Yep.
Yeah, so here we have the roti skin being cooked, Chef Peter Edie, with 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes, so that time is slowly evaporating and disappearing upon us. All right, but the Trinidadians seem to be settled. They seem to be level-headed and calm. No rushes yet.
So you can see now the pumpkin is being pureed here by Team St. Croix with some herbs in there. It looks like ginger has been added to that. The flavor, the aroma is fantastic over here. Can get that aroma coming from the pumpkin, the carrots. The color on this plate, I can tell you, is going to be fantastic. The carrots have been just pan-fried with that garlic and onion. I keep saying carrot, but it's really okra. It's being pan-fried with that garlic and onion. Now the pumpkin has been pureed with some ginger. So, and again, I'm wrong. It's being told it's squash. You better get it right every time. So it's squash and it's okra. So that will be the vegetable for it. And in the oven, those whole crabs on some rocks. It is really, I'm really excited about what's coming here as the St. Croix team is concerned.
Yes, and as you can see, the Trinidad, they're working the roti skin, right? And one is almost done cooked. She's getting ready for the next one, right? And you should see her skillfully maneuvering that dough, and she obviously knows what she's doing.
And that is as Trinidadian as you can get, I'm sure.
That is correct. Seven minutes remaining.
With 7 minutes, with that 7 minutes to go, the St. Croix team's being told they're not happy with the butter. They need to get something green in there. So I guess by this time they're going to just maybe chop it by hand. We'll see. Just get the green in that butter. It's waiting to see. It's not. You know what? That's going to be like. I guess that's going to be like how a garlic butter would be on a crab. So they're going to. It's really interesting what's happening here on Team St. Croix.
Nice. Also, Team Trinidad, they're cleaning down, clearing a space, which is important because when you're getting ready to play it, you don't want, a whole set of cluster around you. You want to have free space that you can take your time and play it properly. And that's exactly what she's doing, making rooms for her plate as well.
So this olive oil spread, we put some parsley in there, and it's gone for another spin in that RoboCoupe. So again, very interesting use. And I guess they're bearing in mind that there is a prize for the best use of that olive oil spread, Team St. Croix, and that's being used really well. It's being blended now. A little touch more olive oil is being added, and lots of green parsley and herbs in there, so you can see that inside. I can just imagine what that is going to taste like on that crab.
Yes, and also as we speak, the second roti skin is being cooked now from the Trinidad and Tobago team.
Looks like St. Croix is getting themselves all cleaned up as well, ready to get ready for the plating. There's some garnishing, some herbs are being chopped over there on the board by the St. Croix team. Fresh herbs all the way through, and that's the thing. Interesting thing about this competition: lots and lots of fresh herbs being used by all the teams up so far.
And that's very good because fresh herbs, brings another level to the table. You can't want it any better than fresh.
So 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this competition. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll go all the way down to the end of this second round of competition. The signature dish of the Caribbean Junior Julian Challenge is on. Coming back here into the culinary arena, we can see now the action is picking up, the tables are being cleared, it's time for plating. And you can see those roti skins from Team Trinidad and Tobago. Look a little bit thick, but you know what? Exactly what they want. The plates are on the table, and we come to St. Croix, and we're hearing plates, 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 because we're now down to 4 minutes and 12 seconds. This is crunch time. This is the time that the plates should have been on the table, and they're getting ready for the plating. So you can see the cuts being put in the roti skin there, and the curry looks like it is done. This is the chicken in the real old time kind of pot here on the Trinidad team. So the skins are being chopped, cut apart in those triangles. The chicken is being made ready, and over on the side of the St. Croix team, look at this. A fancy presentation is in store for us. There's a wooden dish coming out here, and those hot rocks, Chef Reggie, are being placed on that board, that kind of mahogany. It looks like wood there. So the presentation is coming up. 3 minutes, 21 seconds to go. It's coming down to this crunch time now. The plates are coming. That is that sauce being put on a plate by Team Trinidad. On goes that roti skin. Beautiful looking roti skin. Those brown marks indicative that they've been cooked really, really well. And St. Croix, though, just putting all those rocks on there, getting them in that presentation. Really interesting to see what this presentation from Team St. Croix is going to be like. We can see Chef Ross looking on in amazement over here.
That is correct.
I'm sure you never saw that in any competition before. Chef Ross?
No, I've never seen that before. Very interesting. I really want to see the final product.
Same here, and you see some plates out as well. So it looks here as if the vegetables will be served separately on a plate. There's a swipe. There's a very, very popular swipe these days. That's the swipe. Didn't like what it comes out to. Throw it away with 2 minutes and 31 seconds to go. Out comes the crabs here from the Team St. Croix. Remember, those crabs were deconstructed and reconstructed, but reconstructed with a filling inside of plantain, bacon, herbs, spices, and looking like they're fresh out of the sea or out of the land, with those crabs coming up there with all of the legs and everything on still. 2 crabs on each plate. Fantastic presentation by Team St. Croix. Crab the way I've never seen it, and crab the way I'm sure most people have never seen it. Back here on the side of Team Trinidad, you can see the chana peas and the chicken, and it looks like pineapple it is in there. Did they have pineapple in there? Oh, potato in there to get that presentation on, and that pumpkin in there as well. Just 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining. There's the plate again, a second attempt at getting those plates down. So she has to get it on. She doesn't like it, but she said she's being told, let's go, let's go, let's go. Don't worry about it, let's go. Let's go. And they're going on St. Croix. St. Croix again, still not happy with the way those plates are coming apart. So she tries again. And St. Trinidad and Tobago, though, they are almost there with their presentation. 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining. Coming down to the end very, very soon here now. No, she's not getting the pumpkin done the way she wanted, so this is teamwork. She's being, the guy on the team comes in, trying to get that done, and she's taking over the crab. Now, all of those, again, she's rebuilding the crab right here. All of the legs and everything of the crabs going on there from Team St. Croix. Putting the crab claws back on there as well, and the plate is being cleaned up now. Just 41 seconds to go in this competition. Just coming down to the end of the competition. And we're going to see that, what's coming up with Trinidad. The plate is very, very colorful here. That pumpkin that's been pureed. Some red stuff, not sure exactly what it is. But on next to that is some brown stuff going on there. But I also see the chicken, that curry and chicken and the roti skin in there. They are looking really, really fantastic. Very, very, very national looking again.
9,
down to
8,
the final 10
7,
seconds.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And Trinidad and Tobago seems to be over to the table. The judges will have to determine if they're all done or if there's still something to be done. St. Croix, though, is now, they're putting some sort of a soup together here. Really good work. I like what I see for the presentation of St. Croix. That goes on to the tray. Still trying to continue to reconstruct that crab. While that is being done, the vegetables are being prepared on the plate. The okra, fried okra with pureed squash and Christophine that has been Parisian balls of Christophine cooked in the tomato product, giving you that fantastic color. Now coming together, that apparently will be going on to the plate as well. So there's some kind of like a soup there. There's the vegetable component, and of course those beautifully cooked, well-stuffed crabs. Seems and something more. Here's that sauce as well. Here's that garlic olive oil sauce. As Trinidad and Tobago goes over to the table with their second plate. Looks like they're all done and dusted. St. Croix, though, still a little behind. They are losing at this point. Just about 1 minute at this point. Just about 1 minute has been gone. They're gone over time. But the presentation, I guess they're depending on that presentation. A little bit of a cleanup still being done by St. Croix. Been making sure that that plate gets to the table in the best possible condition. And here it goes, right over to the table. Seems St. Croix with a fantastic presentation. It is all down now to the flavors of these dishes. As the two teams are all done, just about a minute over time for Team St. Croix. And when we come back, you'll hear what the judges think and what the comments will be right here. Team Trinidad and Tobago, Team St. Croix, fantastic presentation right here on the Junior Julian Challenge. So, welcome back to the results section of the second battle in our signature dish competition. This national dish has been really national this second round as far as I'm concerned. What I'm seeing here is nothing short of spectacular presentation and originality. I mean, like being true to your culture. We saw it on the plate of Trinidad, and look what we saw from St. Croix.
Yeah, that is correct. Two contrasting countries. Different presentations. Different use of products. So the crab, amazing presentation. They didn't use plates. They come different. They have some nice wooden board there with this veg and everything on separate components. Where the Trinidadian, they have everything on the traditional plate, but it looks amazing. You know what? There's a prize for the most innovative use of ingredients, and I'm sure both these two teams will be high up there when the reckoning is done. But that's as far as the look is concerned. That's as far as the look is concerned. We also have to deal with the taste. Now, these two gentlemen will tell us about the taste, and for that, let's start with Team Trinidad and Tobago. Can you bring your plate over?
Good afternoon, ladies. Well, I must say one thing about your dish. When your dish came in front of me and I tasted it, I went to Trinidad, and when I finished, I came back to Barbados. Absolutely wonderful job. Fantastic, fantastic flavors. A true representation of your culture and of your cuisine. I can see that the future of your local cuisine is in very capable hands. You two ladies did a really fantastic job, and I see you follow your traditional techniques of how you burn your spices, but your flavors are very good for such a young age. That your grandmother and your mother helped you cook, learn and train you? Not really. Not really, but let me tell you, I've done a really fantastic job with this. Flavors, textures, there's nothing more. Actually, your plate ended up empty on the judge's table. Very good job.
Now, next up, let's hear what the judges have to say about Team St. Croix.
Before I say anything about this dish, I think that you in the audience honestly give these two young people a round of applause. This is the presentation that we judges was in awe of, and this is something that you will see literally professionals do. And to see this coming from young people like these, it is awesome and is amazing. I mean, you took it from your coach about the session that he did with the deconstruction and the reconstruction of a dish. And honestly, before we give any comments, I mean, this is truly a reconstruction, a mere deconstruction, and then a real reconstruction of a dish of what it's supposed to be. But before I go into comments, just tell us what the dish is about and how it represents your country.
Well, basically, we chosen the land crab because it's something that went out of session. The land crab basically is from the sea to the ocean, and they bury themselves underground. So when it rain and the holes get overflow, they come up. So in the nighttime, you'll see many people in the streets with flashlight to blind them to catch them. So that's a trick to catch them. So once you catch them, you purge them. So since it was a rainy season, we say, you know what, we're in Barbados, let's try the land crab. So consulted with Deuce, we said, okay, we're going to do the land crab. Then basically, since we're a diverse culture, we have Hispanics and other people on the island, we choose the mofongo. Mofongo is one of their dishes also. So it's basically, we choose those two. Then the mahogany is basically, if you drive up and down St. Croix, it's pure mahogany trees left and right all over the place. So what not to go with your local crab and then go with your local tree, which is on the island. So combine the two, we bring that to you. And then the stones represent the beach to the sea to this land.
Awesome job.
Very good.
The dish is honestly well presented and everything, but for us as judges, the only thing that we would have done with this dish is that when we actually opened the crabs just to get the flavors from it, we were looking for a bit more flavor from the crab meat, and it's just that the plantain was slightly overpowering, but otherwise to that, this dish was amazing. I mean, the callaloo that you made from the crab broth was amazing. Your puree, the way that you did your okras was awesome. The way that you did the olive oil spread butter, not just using it, but enhance it with just more herbs and blend it together. It didn't split, it just held together, and it was awesome. Good job and well job.
Thank you, Team St. Croix. And you know, this is amazing. As I said before, this is the first time we've seen crab being used in the arena, and the way it was done is fantastic. That story, I mean, a history about what St. Croix cuisine is about, and that's exactly what this program is all about.
That is correct. You know, he spoke very well about it. You know, and you know, it's amazing. You know, that he represented it so well at this level as well, because that shows his self-confidence as well.
So after all those great presentations, now we'll take a look at our points to see exactly what the judges thought about the flavor, because all the presentation, it still comes down to flavor, and the flavor must be really good for you to score really high. Let's start with Team St. Croix. Team St. Croix, you made a score out of a possible 50 points. 41 is your score this afternoon. 41 points for you. And Team Trinidad and Tobago?
Out of a possible 50 point, you receive 38.75 points.
So it still remains very, very tight. We had Bahamas and Dominica last session, and they had a score of Bahamas 35.4 and Dominica 35.2. This week, we have St. Croix taking the lead with a 41, and Trinidad and Tobago strongly in second place with a 38.75. Next week, it will be the turn of St. Lucia and Barbados. Now, this is a true grudge match because St. Lucia has won this trophy on 2 occasions. Barbados has won this trophy on 3 occasions. So now I know St. Lucia will be back here for some sort of revenge. We're going to see that next time around.
Yes, and we can't wait. Very excited and waiting for that outcome.
So you got to be with us next time here in the Culinary Arena for that match between St. Lucia and Barbados, right here in the Culinary Arena, when the Caribbean Junior Julian Challenge will be on. DC Media, the place for your culinary satisfaction.